when you used the term, it was all explained up front, and there was
all
no
means
deception.
All. Mr. Bernstein, all means all.
But,
how to inject, what the effects are, all the things I described earlier, including illegal and banned, and that people have died, and that it won't cause a dirty test.
All right. And that's what you meant to convey with the expression, it was all explained up front, and there was no deception.
Object to form, it is what it's, the words are the words. You're asking him if these words mean other words.
No, I'm asking what he intended. That's a classic defamation inquiry. I'm asking him whether he was meant to... You weren't just conveying your opinion, were you, that Shane Mosley understood, right? You were conveying what you believed you had told him, right?
Well, again, I'm going to object because you're saying there's a difference between opinion and fact.
First of all, this is just... Tom, say objection to form. I don't put words, I don't know you don't mean, but you can't put words in his mouth.
I'm not trying to.
Well, you are, because you're just say objection to form. My question is, when you said it was all explained up front and there was no deception, you were not merely saying, were you, that, Shane, withdrawn. When you said it was all explained up front and there was no deception, what you were saying was, among other things, I told Shane Mosley these drugs were illegal and words of substance.
Object to form.
That's all. You can answer the question.
You can't, because what you're doing is you just said... Judge, please, give me a minute.
You can't do this.
Give me a minute.
It's a violation of the rules.
Listen, Judge, you just said your question was, when you said, and you read the sentence, did you mean to say?
Right.
Well, first you have to establish that he said something else.
He already said this. He's admitted he said this.
Yeah, he's clearly admitted he said it.
You got to let me do my questioning. What you're doing now is, and I take it, you have no right to do anything other than say object to form.
I know the rules.
All right. Well, but you're not following them.
Continue, please.
When you said it was all explained up front and there was no deception, you meant to convey certain facts, right?
Yes.
One of the facts you meant to convey was that during your meeting with Shane Mosley, you had specifically informed him that the substances that he was being given were illegal or banned, correct?
Among many other things, yes.
Okay. Okay. Let's go to the next one.
This is 32.
All right, do you remember giving an interview to Steve Kim in January of 2009?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Go to let me read the first, it's the second full paragraph on page 2, and ask you if you said this. There were many, many different athletes in different sports that I worked with. You have to understand that not all of them received drugs, he, referring to you, points out. I never ever provided any drugs to younger athletes. Most of the athletes were 25 and above. Most of them were 30, 35 and above in age. So before I took the trip down the slippery slope in the year 2000. I'd worked with world-class athlete Olympians and professional athletes since 1984. So a lot of athletes that I had worked with, I did not provide performance-enhancing drugs with. That's a true statement, isn't it?
Where's
Yes.
the paragraph?
It's the second to the top on the second page of this. Then, if we go to the paragraph that starts, Conte details the regimen he put Mosley on. And he says, I did recommend that he take a program that included the clear.
I'm not sure where you're reading from.
Fifth paragraph down on that page. It says, Conte details the regimen. Want to point it out for me?
Oh, okay, so, excuse me.
Conte details the regimen he put Mosley on. I did recommend that he take a program that included the clear, which was an undetectable steroid, the specific species that he was using called THG. Also, the cream was a testosterone. And read it all the way down, that whole paragraph. When you get to it, let me